I'm losing my voice. I'm sitting in my SUV outside of Walmart. I am so upset that I'm about to lose my voice. I am exactly 7 days from living out of my car with my two daughters. And I am furious that it got this far. This house that we were working on didn't turn out to be the fucking deal that, of a lifetime. He had my husband had found this house through a friend through church, and the guy was like, "Oh, I feel like the Lord's telling me to help you guys." We had saved $15,000. We got approved for a home loan, for a home mortgage. We were on the up and up of not being in debt and getting our shit together. I just had a baby in March. She's going on 7 months. And in 7 days, we're going to be homeless. There's a lot of factors that come into this. But at the same time, I feel like I worked really hard in my marriage for us, in my family, for us not to be here. I worked really hard for my husband to have the savings so that we didn't spend it and we got the stockpile. I worked really hard for us to never be in this situation. And he had listened to these people from church, the people pointed us to this guy, and I'm just like, I am a person that don't depend on nobody. I just don't depend on nobody. I don't trust. It's hard for me to trust people. But I trusted my husband when he was like, "Oh, he's a brother of Christ. Like, I've been friends with him for 10 years." It's like, "Oh, cool." We would drive 2 hours to go to this church on Sunday. I was like, "This is us going back to church. This is good. One step closer to God. We want that." But for him to say, "I know the guy who takes houses that are abandoned and remodels them and takes them over like after his possession." He didn't want to have a mortgage. He said, "This is a winning ticket. Like, there's no, the guy died. We will get this house in 7 years. We'll have the title." I'm like, "Okay." They sold me on it, but at the same time, this guy kept asking for more money. He literally had said to my husband, sitting in the car with him, he gave him $1,000 right off the bat, and I don't know why. And he's like, "I need more money. My cash app's not working." And I'm like, then he had said to him, he's like, "Dude, I spent $600 of your money, and I have no idea where it went." So that happened, and we're trying to get money back into our savings, but back into basically just paying the bills. Make sure the SUV is paid, make sure the insurance is up, make sure the phones are on. And no, let me tell you this. He quit his job at AT&T, my husband. And then he didn't have a job. That good, great, some great job that we were doing excellent and that he was thriving at. And then now it's down to he went to go paint for somebody at church who was like, "Here, come work with us." Let him go. Let him go. Laid him off. Last Friday was his last day. Last Friday was his last day. He gave him an excuse: "I'm going to go bankrupt if I keep you on." So he let go of two people, but then on Indeed, on he looked on Indeed for jobs, and he saw the job that he just lost. I just laugh. My world is falling apart right in front of me. I have to keep it together for my daughters. I have to go back to work and claw my way into out of debt, but into money get all the money I can. I'm gonna work, get money all together I can as fast as possible, so that I'm not living out in my SUV with my two daughters. Because I refuse for that to happen. Since we moved down here to Florida, I changed my name back to my maiden name, which was a really step closer to this is who I am. This is who we're going forward. So then I had to change my social to match my name so that I could apply for jobs. I was thinking about going back to Victoria's Secret, but no matter what, I've always had like more than one job. I'm not a stranger to work. Like, I want to work. I want to provide. I want to be able to have money for my family. And I've always wanted to have that security to get out of debt. And when my husband would be like, "Cool, I had found Dave Ramsey," and I was like, "This is it. This is what I do." He listened to me. He's like, "Cool." He didn't put up a fight about not going into debt. He didn't. He was like, we're gonna pay off our debt." I was like, "We're going to pay off our debt before we have the second child. We're going to have a savings." I kept telling him, I was like, "We're gonna do this." I put so much time and effort into him getting this whole mortgage, getting this money together. We had 15 grand in the account. Gone. Now we have debt. He has debt. Well, we're not technically married, but this makes me so angry. I don't personally listen to anybody. I don't rely on anybody. I don't like to rely on anybody. I like to, it's me, myself, and I usually. But I trusted my husband. I had trusted him when it came to this church. I had trusted him when he wanted to get this house. I thought I waited for the great, the man of my dreams to help me provide for the children if I was to have children. Because I didn't want children. I didn't want children for a long time until I met him. And I would do anything for them. And he didn't want me to work. He wanted me to stay at home mom. And I was like, all right, cool, I can do that. Not a problem. But when he's not bringing in the money now and he's not having a stable job, there's nothing else left for me to do but to go to work. And I've had a lot of resentment towards him. And I personally hate that I have resentment towards him. I have anger towards him. I have, like, it's just, I hate the fact that I have to be the one that's in charge of making the money. I have to be now the one that has to pull down 2 or 3 jobs at work, you know. But I have to start doing this now, and it just breaks my heart because I should have been doing this like right when I got here. But he would go to work, and I would take care of the 2 girls, and I just had a baby. Not that I don't trust my husband with my daughters, but now we have a ring camera in the house, so I want to make sure that nothing happens and like I can check on them and say hi to them if they need me. But I'm just I'm in shock that the reality of my life has gone like to hell, like to just this this situation. I'm upset that people we were going to move in with our friends that we were going to move in said that, yeah, $600 a month, you know, that helps us split the bills. We got this. They broke up. And then he just tells us like an hour ago, we're going to get out of here at the end of the month. We're not going to stay here. And it's like, you could have told us this before you asked us, like, said, hey, to move in with you guys. You could have told us that a long time ago so that we could have had other places to be looking. vacations with him. And he doesn't want to go home with my family. He doesn't want to go home just to have my family help me out. I would love to go see my family, but he doesn't want to go see them. I'm not gonna be able to sleep tonight. I'm probably gonna keep crying because I'm so stressed. But I am going to I'm going to get up. I'm going to go to work. I'm going to claw our way our way out of debt. My debt. We're not legally married, so his debt is completely different than my debt. He's about in like $20,000 in debt from the loan and credit card debt too. I'm only not that much in debt, but I want to be debt free and I want to save everything I have. So right now my focus is to save and pull all the money I can together because I have to we don't have a place to go. So now I have to work to get money together so that we could either start camping to live out of our car or go to a hotel for a week. And but most likely we'll end up staying out of our car so that we don't spend money in hotels. But I want to buy an RV so that we can go camping with like an actual like house. That's what's supposed to happen. None of this was supposed to happen. None of this was supposed to happen. But I'm going to make right what's wrong because I have to. I can't depend on my own husband. And I always never depend on anybody else, but it was always me, myself, and I. And I worked hard, and I've always had money, and I'm not, I'm just, I thought I had picked the right one so that we would never end up in a situation like this. Okay, cry it out, wash my face. The girl should be asleep right now. I snuck out so I could have like me time, alone time. My ugly crying time. I'm gonna get up super early. I'm gonna let him sleep in. I'm not gonna let him sleep in. I'm gonna like wake him up and be like, hey, I'm leaving. You need to take care of the girls this morning. And I'm gonna go and work until I come home with like $300. Because right now we have less than $400 starting. We have stuff that we have to put in storage. We paid for my car payment, but car payment is like $600. So I'm gonna work, apply for jobs. He could be the stay-at-home mom and be helpless. He could be the stay-at-home dad and just be there, watch the girls. But I am going to bust my ass the next week before we leave that house. And with the lawyers, they haven't filed for injunction. And our lawyer said, well, don't leave until they file for injunction so then you can file for betterment. I was like, that's fine, but we still need to get shit out of here. I'm not going to have no police officer knock on the door and put my shit on the curb. has, and I am going to and I have to stay positive from here on out, and just it's like I can't dwell on the past. I can't be angry at him. I have to work with him to be like, hey, you need to watch the girls while I go work. And thank goodness his car has better mileage, gas mileage than my SUV, because my SUV will just eat up all the gas. So that's a plus. So, but I gotta tell him, I was like, this shit to the storage, and then I gotta go to work. And don't take my coffee. I'll be in my car until I make. I'm not coming home until I make at least $300 to $400, because I'm not going to not have money. We need money. I'm gonna apply for jobs after jobs. I'm gonna make it. I'm gonna work so much that they see me. It's gonna be when they go to sleep or when they wake up, and then I gotta go. And that's the sad reality, is that I have to leave I'm not leaving my daughters, but I have to go to work and leave my daughters with my husband, when I'm always the one there taking care of them. He could get overwhelmed by being a stay-at-home dad. I handled it really well, surprisingly, but we also have 2 huskies. Anybody want a husky? I'm in complete shock. Like, I feel like I got slapped in the face by life right now. And I'm trying my best to be like, okay, so this happened, so I have to do this. So, well, between doing, so I decided to apply for Uber Eats. So I'm gonna do that. But before I do that, I'm gonna get a camera, because I am terrified for some reason of something happening to me. Do Uber Eats and Instacart and keep making the money while I apply. Have a job, work around that job. Have a second job, work around that second job. Wish me luck. I'm going to need luck. I'm going to need prayers. Pray for me. Pray for my family. Pray for my daughters. Because I have to make this happen. Lord, I didn't want to bring the Lord into this, because I'm so angry, and I should be angry at the Lord. Don't be angry at the Lord. Just know that everything He puts me through is for a reason. Everything I survive through now is for a reason. But, anyways. Alright. Pity, poor me is over. I'm gonna go and go home, wake up early, chug some coffee. I'm gonna get to work, because that's the only thing left to do. Because I can't rely on my husband to hold down a job. I can't rely on my husband. Like, I can't rely on anybody. And I've always known that. And I don't know why I didn't listen to my gut. But I need to make that $15 grand, that $15, that the savings that we had back up. That's the goal. I need to save everything I possibly can. Money, 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 money. God, I'm just angry that we're in this situation. I'm so angry. I'm so angry. I'm so angry. But I can't be angry, because it's going to eat me alive. When I would go to church and I would see this guy that took our money, he wasn't even a licensed contractor. But Joseph would give him, like, money. He just kept asking for it till it was gone. So then it was gone. And I'd see him at church and I would get angry. And I don't want to go to church and be angry. I was seriously like, can't go to that church no more, because I'd see him all fucking angry. Because he just took all of our savings. Yeah, we still gotta go back to court and try to sue him and get at least the $2,000 that he took that he still owes us. And man, everything was just he kept asking for it, and Joseph just kept giving to him. Not gonna dwell on it. Yeah, let it go. He's not gonna take my money. Pray for me. Pray for my daughters. Pray. Give me the strength